Welcome to Funnel Hacker TV. We are so excited to be able to have you guys here. Today, we get to interview yet another speaker for Funnel Hacking Live, and we get to introduce her to you. And we are freaking out because this is somebody that we have both met privately that has been a really big part of our journey, and we get to introduce her to you. So let's roll the intro and stick around.
We are part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Susan Leonardson. On this side now. And welcome to Funnel Hacker TV. We are here again with another speaker of Funnel Hacking Live. We're so excited. Make sure you're signed up for the notifications, though. You can text FHTV to 208-231-3797 because we are like wrapping up. By this point, we have like a few more speakers that we're bringing on, and then like bonuses start going away. So you want to make sure that you are getting the notifications. You know when we're going live for the next speaker, the next bonus is getting added in, and you get those bonuses when you buy your Funnel Hacking Live ticket. So also make sure you have your ticket, funnelhackinglive.com. Yeah, so easy. Just go sign up, grab your ticket, and then you get so much, which we'll talk about later. So who do we have on today with us? Well, I have a hint on my shirt. But if you don't know, this person, she is actually 3-time speaker at Funnel Hacking Live, which is amazing. She's well-deserved of that. She's also a 2 Comma Club winner, and she is the creator of Design Hacking. So we're going to bring her on so that she can tell her story and why she is coming back for a 3rd time this year. So please welcome Kathryn Jones.
Hi, you guys. How's it going? Thank you. Susan, I didn't even notice your shirt when I saw you.
Gotta represent.
Oh my gosh. Guys, thanks so much for having me. I know Ben and Susan in real life, and they're just as cool in real life as they are here on the World Wide Web. So y'all are in good hands with this Funnel Hacker TV here. Thanks, guys, for having me.
Yes. All right. Well, let's kick it off with, because you have an awesome story of how you even started design hacking, your business, and like your origin story of coming into ClickFunnels. So you want to start there?
Yeah, I feel like doesn't everybody have such a crazy story? Like you just ask how you found ClickFunnels, and more often than not, it's insane. Where they're like, "Oh, this happened and this." It was like God orchestrated everything. You're like, "Is God in ClickFunnels?" I don't know. Anyway, but my story is actually really crazy. I actually first heard about. Listen how crazy this is. I first heard about the software. I was on a random. It was in 2015. I was on this random public speaking webinar. And like in a Q&A session at the end, somebody asked, what software do you use to build your website? And he's like, oh, it's like this newish one. It's called ClickFunnels. It's pretty good so far. And I was just on the internet. I was like curious about it at the time. And so I was like, oh, I never heard of it. I'll check it out. Ding, ding, ding. Anyway, but I saw the software and I was like, okay, but then I got my hands on .com secrets and I realized like, oh my, this is what a funnel can do. Oh my gosh. And that was so impactful for me because the reason why I was snooping around on the internet see, Ben knows. The reason why I was snooping around on the internet trying to figure out how to do this whole internet marketing thing in the first place was I was trying to figure out, I was in the middle of college, and I was looking at what my life could potentially be like. I realized I was like, I want to, true millennial status. I'm almost embarrassed to say it, but I'm like, I want to change the world, like, what does that even mean? At that point, I seriously didn't know. But I knew that I wanted to do something, right? Like I wanted to have some sort of impact, make some sort of change. And I also knew that I wanted to be a mother. Like I grew up in a big family. I love my parents. And I knew that I wanted that to be part of my future. And as I saw it at that point, I didn't quite know how the two could coexist. Like, I didn't know, like, what did it mean? Like application on the ground, what did it look like to have impact inside of your home and out? And when I discovered the internet, right, like you could actually make money online and it wasn't like a scam, I was like, oh my gosh, like maybe if I'm not dumb about this, maybe I could build something that would allow me to simultaneously do both. And so that was the reason why I was on the internet in the first place. And so I discovered .com secrets, lose my mind. I mean, lose it. I mean, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like the heavens have parted, anything's possible for me. So I just dive on it. I'm like building funnels, like trying to sell all this stuff. And I'm getting frustrated though, because I'm like, why isn't this working the way I want this to be working? Right? Like, oh, like I'm making sales, but not as much as I need to be. And I'm feeling this like pressure because I'm like, I've got to figure this out because I have to go get a real job. And I'm like, that sounds terrible. And I also knew myself, like, I was like, I'm kind of afraid if I get a real job, I'll give up on it. Like, I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but I was like, maybe I'll like delude myself and think like, oh, that wasn't that important anyway. But like, I knew in my soul, I was like, I've got to figure out a way to have impact inside of my home and out. And anyway, long story short, I learned that one of the main contributors to the lower conversions in my funnels was my design. And so I went searching for ways how to fix it. And all the answers were like, go learn how to code, go learn the Adobe suite, go learn Photoshop, like go back, get a graphic design degree. And I was like, I don't care to learn about design. I seriously don't care about design. I just want my funnels to work, which is crazy now that I've become like a funnel design girl. It's like crazy because I didn't care about design. I just wanted my stuff to work. And so truly like rooted out of pride, I was like, I am not going to go learn how to code. I'm just going to figure this out. And so stubbornly, I like crafted this methodology that allowed you to propel the design of your funnels in a way that not only did they look extraordinary, but they actually were designed, optimized to increase conversions. And thus was born like this initial concept of design hacking, which is how do you present the story of your product or your message in a way on the funnel page that people buy into it? Because when your story becomes theirs, then your solution becomes their solution. Anyway, so that started that. So all of a sudden I started doing this for myself. I started doing this for clients. And as I started to teach it, all of a sudden I was like, maybe this thing has legs. I don't know. Like, should I package this? So I did. And thus was born, if you ever heard of CF Design School. And that's what I talked about at Funnel Hacking Live in 2020 as well as in 2021 was all this concept of how do you design, like the actual aesthetics, how do you design a funnel in a way that actually gets it to convert. And so anyway, it's been amazing. But interestingly enough, my primary traffic source for distributing that product, CF Design School, was not paid ads. Again, I was in college when I started this, so I didn't have money for paid ads. Like that just like wasn't an option for me. And so I remember when I first launched this product, I'm sure a lot of people who have started to launch anything know, like it just can take a lot to get it off the ground. And in my college dorm room, I had ripped out this big piece of butcher paper and I'd written 1 through 27 on it. And I don't know why 27 was like my first goal for I'm going to get 27 sales, but like that was my first, that was my first milestone. And I get to 27 sales and you would have thought that I was like so pumped. You guys, I was full-fledged depressed because I was like, that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I'm never going to make it. Like I'm never like this, this like dream at that point, that's so far away of $1,000 or $1 million, right? Which I was selling a product for $1,000, so 1,000 sales. I was like, it just seemed impossible. And so I hit 27 and I'm like, it's done. Like I'm never gonna have the wheels for this. And 27 sales wasn't also enough to like really confidently go into paid ads. And so I'm like, I'm stuck. Anyway, and then all of a sudden I started to think, well, I got to get smart about this. Like I've got to get smart. And I knew my product worked and those 27 people were genuinely getting astounding results. And so I'm like, if people would just listen to me, like maybe I could do this. And thus was born this concept. I'd heard about it, right? Of like doing a joint venture, like getting an audience owner to agree to let you go into their group and pitch your product to them. And you're like, oh, well, that sounds so nice, right? Like rather than having to sell one person at a time, I can just get a few audience owners on board and I can sell 10, 50, 100 people at once. And in theory, that's like the most beautiful romantic idea. And then you get down to the nitty gritty of it and you're like, how in the heck do you even go about that? Like, what do you say? What do you mean? Like, how do you not do it in a way that people hate you? How do you even get people to say yes to that? Like, how does that even work? And anyway, so this process of joint ventures, it started 4 years ago. And I'm going to be honest, those first few were rough. I mean, not rough enough to not keep going where you're like, hey, this is working. But I mean, just back end logistics where I'm like, we are going back and forth 1,000,000 times, like stupid errors here, like missed sites here, just because I have no idea what I'm doing and neither do they. You know what I mean? And gratefully, though, we reiterated. And so pretty quickly, all of a sudden, we got this joint venture process from the start of like, how do you actually get your product ready for joint ventures and mass distribution, to how do I actually find the partners and how do I know which partners to go after first? Because I know they'll be the most profitable. And then how do I actually get them to have a conversation with me? When they have a conversation with me, how do I get them to say yes? And then what does the actual promotion strategy look like for a joint venture partnership so that this audience who interestingly enough, they didn't ask me to come. Their audience owner said I could. So how do I get them to buy into me when they didn't even ask for me to come? Like, there's all these nuances. And again, over hundreds of collaborations over the last 2 years between myself and then people that I've helped, we've been really able to iron out the system in terms of what does it look like to profitably launch what I call a monthly press tour to become your primary traffic source. And that's what I did. I figured it out. And so every single month I would launch joint ventures, speaking gigs, virtual events, summits, masterclasses, podcasts. And that became my primary traffic source, all leading to the sales of CF Design School. And it was the way that I was able to book $1 million in sales with just that single product. And so anyway, it was literally, once again, who would have known? Like, I never meant to be the design girl, and I never meant to be the joint venture girl either. It just was like, I had this vision of like, this is the life I want to lead. Like, I want to have impact outside of the home. And like now, especially that this dream of like having a baby isn't a dream anymore. Her name's Lucy and she's the cutest girl that's ever lived. Like, now that she's real, it's just like so much more impactful. It's just in the sense that that ultimately was what I was always striving for. Like, can I figure out how to orchestrate and set up some sort of business that could allow me the freedom and the opportunity to have impact for people outside of my home and be there for my babies. And anyway, and design, who would have thunk it, and joint ventures were it. And so when Russell came out with the speaking contest, all of this joint venture methodology is all about how do you get a partner to say yes to collaborate with you. And so when that contest came on, I said, I know the rules, how to win this contest. Like, I literally know. I've been booking speaking gigs and I've been booking joint ventures for the last 4 years. And so I wasn't even planning. I was on maternity leave, honestly, when that video came out at the time. You guys know because we're friends. And I literally turned to my husband. I wasn't even planning on coming back for about a month and a half or two. And I turned to him and I said, I have the framework that I could book this spot. I'm pretty confident that we could do this. And I said, should we have a 4 start date? Like, should we go? And he was just like, girl, go for it. I'm like, nice. And so again, like, everything got pushed forward 2 months, which was some like insanity because we had like my sister's getting married and all this stuff. But it really was down to that. Like, I had the framework to know how to book speaking gigs, joint ventures, because it's all just the collaboration game. It's all the same set of rules. And so if you know how to play, awesome. Anyway, so again, without having been on the internet for a year, we came back and we booked one of the slots, which is so fun. And so I'm so excited to come to Funnel Hacking Live this year because so much of what we're talking about is this linchpin methodology, which anybody knows or doesn't know. It's just essentially, how do you get customers for cheaper so that their lifetime value is just huge? Yes, amazing. I seriously just ordered that book. And so tackling on and stapling on this front end of, oh, well, why don't we just actually get customers for free with joint ventures? Like, how do you just have a $0 upfront form of traffic to make your traffic source for any funnel that you put after? It made perfect sense in terms of aligning that. So anyway, I'm super grateful and honored when they messaged me to speak at Funnel Hacking Live. I just messaged Russell and I just said, listen, the opportunity isn't lost on me. Like, I'm so grateful I'm coming back for the 3rd time. But I'm just excited, and if not more than all the other 3, and I'm just as pumped, just because it is just such an amazing community of humans where so many pieces can come together. I think for anybody that's sitting on any type of lifestyle dream of what they hope to provide for their family, this actually can give you the logistics for what that looks like. So anyway, long story short, that's how for some people it's like, that's random. Why is she talking about joint ventures? That's how I got here. Who would have thunk? But that is what actually went down.
And that's what Russell's asking you to speak about on stage specifically.
Yes, all about joint ventures, partnerships, and collaboration. So how do you book traffic for $0 upfront for your funnels?
You know, it's crazy, like, seeing all the different things that Russell's like plugging into place just right. Like, he's such an architect with Funnel Hacking Live.
Yeah.
And he wants to make sure that everything is in place so that way it doesn't matter where your business is at, you get the full opportunity and you get the full ride and the full experience with all of the uplifting moments. And it's a journey that you definitely want to be on it, guys. If you don't have your tickets, you need to get it. Yeah. Oh,
it is amazing. And honestly, again, so interestingly enough too, like, my first Funnel Hacking Live was in 2017. And it was just like, I mean, it was like a hotel ballroom, like, small stage. And And it was awesome. So it's like so fun to see what it's turned into now, which is like a rock concert. But the thing that I thought that was cool then, that is just as true now with like such an enormously bigger production budget and speaker list that they're getting, is that, again, it provides the framework for you to take your expertise, your genius, your product out into the world in a way that is scalable, like actually for real. And that was what I felt when I read .com Secrets for the first time. I'd been like voraciously consuming online courses, blogs, podcasts, other books. And this methodology that ClickFunnels and Russell Brunson lays out, it was the first time I was like, oh, I get it. Like, I get where that piece fits and I get where this piece fits. And it became a blueprint for me to actually follow and model. And here I am millions of dollars later. Like, it worked. It genuinely worked. So if you're on the fence about funnel hacking live, stop playing hard to get and come. It's seriously, it's fun, number one. And two, it genuinely, the ROI that you'll get on your ticket price and travel and everything, it is, it definitely comes out in the end.
So true. Like when you get your ticket, like let's go ahead and pull up the second one, Lena, if we could. We have, not only are you able to go to Funnel Hacking Live and see the amazing speakers that have been invited to speak there this year, but you also get ClickFunnels swag. So yeah, we keep saying it and we are serious. Bring extra space in your suitcases. You get the marketing AI integration put right into your 2.0 account. You get Inner Circle bonuses. So Inner Circle have been also, in addition to like our speaker bonuses, Inner Circle's been throwing stuff in there. It's crazy how much value is already in the members area of Funnel Hacking Live. And you also get all of the replays from all of the past years, which is awesome. Kathryn's was 27, like her first one was 2017 where she attended. You and Ben are the same because you guys have been to all of them except for the first one, right? Is that right, Ben?
See, Ben, you're more than me. I went in 2017. I missed 2018. You hate to see it. No. And then 2019, I came into the booth. 2020, 2021, I spoke. Last year, I was throwing up. I was pregnant and I was perishing. So I did not make it last year. And then this year, coming back to speak.
I remember 2019, we both had a booth.
It was so fun. I got rid of the booths during the COVID era, which, I mean, I understand it was to make us safe. But wow, it was great times. It was seriously so fun. It was pandemonium, but it was so fun.
I still have like the little squirrel I was giving away at the time. Like, oh, I miss it.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, so fun. So cool.
Okay, really quick, before we get into like everything you guys get when you join Funnel Hacking Live, I want to have this story. Susan, when was your first Funnel Hacking Live? And what was the aha moment that you walked away with? And why is this one so important?
Oh man. Okay. So 2020. I had to look at my badges, but I don't remember which one was my first. I think that was the one that you spoke at, right, Kathryn? Was 2020? Okay. Yeah. So that one was my first. It was awesome because actually not only Kathryn was speaking on stage, but another one of my mentors that got me into this business were speaking. And so it was really exciting for me just to see like the path. Like, okay, this is the path. Like I can see I'm not that far disconnected, right? It's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? Like I'm not that far disconnected from like that path being my path. Like I can be on stage. I could see myself getting that award. It was really powerful in that way for me that first year because of that reason. It's like, this is possible. This is no longer an impossible dream. My story is not that dissimilar from Kathryn's because our motivations are similar. I also wanted to find a business where I could like have the freedom to be a mom and also like have an impact in the world and run a business in that way. And that seemed very impossible to me that first year before I started my business and then joined and went to Funnel Hacking Live. So I think just going, it makes you see like you don't know what you don't know and you don't know what's possible until you start talking to people and seeing what's possible. I think that's pretty life-changing. What about you, Ben?
No, it's exactly what it is. And it's It's so cool hearing your story and seeing how that was Kathryn Jones's year on stage and what that meant to you, and then all the different things that moved. If you guys don't have your tickets to Funnel Hacking Live yet, you don't know what it is that you're missing. What moment is it in your life that you might miss by not being at Funnel Hacking Live? Who's going to be on stage that's going to say that one thing that you need to hear? Who's going to have that one message? Who's going to sit next to? Who's going to become your next business partner? Mm-hmm. How does it all work? You don't know until you're there. And when you are there, the one thing you do know is everything's changed. And if you want change, if you are ready for that, Funnel Hacking Live is the place to go. You need to go to FunnelHackingLive.com and get your ticket, because bonuses are leaving, and that amazing bonus stack and everything everyone's been tossing in is leaving soon. And I do not want you to miss it, because it is so good.
Amazing. Well, and if it's okay, I have a few things I want to throw in to the bonus stack. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Of course.
I love what's already in there. And I love there's all the replays. I love that they have the inner circle bonuses. But one of the things that I wanted to do was, after coming to Funnel Hacking Live, I want you guys to feel equipped to actually go start booking those joint ventures and those partnerships. And so much of that is about getting your product, what I call joint venture ready. So the great thing about joint ventures is that you can sell your product at mass, but your product has to be ready to be sold at mass. And so inside of the bonuses, what I'd love to give is I have this extremely comprehensive, I call it the Get Joint Venture Ready checklist. And so this is going to allow you, whether you have a high ticket offer, a coaching offer, maybe you have a SaaS, a service, you already have an online course, whatever the case is, to take that and modify it so that it is ready for mass distribution. So that's step number one. And then the second thing I'd love to add is, once you have that done, then I actually am going to give you it's called my ultimate joint venture guide. It's going to start to map out the framework for what it's going to look like with that product that's now joint venture ready, to actually go take that out into the world and start booking partnerships. And when I say partnerships, I genuinely mean that. The rules to book a joint venture are the exact same rules to book a speaking gig. They're exact same rules to book a summit or a podcast or a masterclass, all because it's all just collaboration. It's all just the collaboration game. And so this ultimate joint venture guide is going to walk you through what are the rules of the collaboration game. And when you understand the rules, then you can start to understand how to win the game. And so it's going to be the perfect layout for you, so that you can come to Funnel Hacking Live primed and ready, so that as you meet people there, you can even start to play the game of partnerships and booking those collaboration gigs there. So whatever they say, however you need to join, FunnelHackingLive.com, I can see it on the screen. Go there and you'll get access to my ultimate joint venture guide and my Get Joint Venture Ready checklist.
That is an awesome bonus. And I just have to say, as a student of Kathryn's, I paid a lot of money for access to this information that she is giving in as a bonus. Kathryn opened up her home and invited a group of us into her home where she was teaching this stuff. And it's awesome. Like, you guys have to go get your ticket so you can get access. Just to her bonus alone is like way more worth the ticket of the price of the ticket. What are you waiting for? FunnelHackingLive.com.
Come hang out with us. It will be amazing. It genuinely is happy and fun, and which I think are, like, sure, two great things. But again, at the end of the day, for me, the reason why I keep coming back is because it gives me actual steps to take to achieve this vision of my life that I have. And takes this kind of nebulous, grandiose, like, oh, I want to build this thing, into, okay, Kathryn, this is where you're at. These are the next 3 steps you need to take. Go move forward here. And so I'm always perpetually grateful, because it grounds me, it gets me focused, and I always leave knowing, okay, these are my next things. This is my next focus, ready to run. So I'm thinking you guys are probably going to get the same. So we'd love for you to come. It'd be amazing.
We love. Make sure you guys grab your tickets. Go to FunnelHackingLive.com. Kathryn's bonuses are available for a short period of time, and then they will be gone. If you want to make sure that you are on the list, go grab your ticket today, and we will all see you there. Don't be a stranger when you see us.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks.
There are so many people walking around who don't know that they can change the world.
You were born
born to do something great with your life. As an entrepreneur, you're going to have painful experiences, but all pain is temporary. And if you can survive it, you will meet another version of yourself.
I was just numb. We were racking up credit cards. We stopped paying for our house. We literally were selling furniture out of our home.
I felt trapped and exhausted by my life, and I couldn't see a way out.
I felt like a shell of who I was made to be.
In life, you are most capable of helping the person you used to be. If you used to be broke, you can help broke people. If you used to be broken, you can help broken people.
It starts with you. You hear the call. You feel it. It's beating, it's pulsing. I'm made for something more.
We get scared.
And then fear hits us.
The little voices in the back of our head.
I'm not ready. I'm not worthy. The driven say, no, I'm going to do it. The driven are you guys here today.
More people are finding their breaking point and waking up.
I have a calling. Yesterday I realized I have to do this.
There's a soul here at ClickFunnels.
It felt like I had gone through the wardrobe of the Chronicles of Narnia, and I was just like, what is this magical place that makes billionaires?
I'm going to show you the magic trick that's made me all of my money.
My best-selling framework.
Start out closing if you're going to end up closing.
82% of customers trust influencers.
This better blow your mind and allow you to predict the future.
People need aliveness and meaning again.
Who do you want to become? What do you want to felt and experience in this one precious life?
You wouldn't be able to tell, but I ran the New York Marathon when I was 19. Life happened, and my mom passed away. One of my daughters had a traumatic brain injury, wasn't expected to live.
When you meet somebody that continues to push through adversity, that is the definition of an entrepreneur. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to sponsor you through this journey because everybody deserves an opportunity. What you do with it is up to you.
People feel a sense of belonging here.
It feels like home. It's so encouraging because if they can do it, so can I.
It starts with saying, hey, next year we're going to get that.
Russell has a way of teaching that makes success faster.
In my opinion, he's the best marketer who ever lived.
You find exactly what your business is missing.
It's going to amplify every campaign you do.
If you've been thinking there has to be a better way to do this than what you're being told, I'm here to tell you you're right.
People might say you're too young or you're too old or your body's not right or you didn't go to the right school. Then one day, they're telling people how they met you.
FunnelHacking Live changed my entire life because now I know what I'm going to do next.
Your family's going to be blessed. Your legacy's going to be blessed. Movements are about to be birthed.
My story hopefully gave women permission.
If you're believing, stand to your feet.
You do not have to be great to get started, but you have got to start if you ever want to be great.